Coming up on Peninsula Beat, the RPV City Council is tackling the topic of storm drain user fees. A big announcement is made from the Lomita Sheriff's Department. Pancreatic cancer survivors join forces to help the cause. And while senior living is on the rise, which facility is right for you? The Palos Verdes Library wants your old photos, and it's time to celebrate film at the Warner Grand. The RPV City Council is considering whether to put the storm drain user fee back on the ballot. 10 years ago, voters approved the fee to fund storm drain related projects. During a public hearing, the council directed staff to come back to the council with a report evaluating the user fee to determine if it needs to be renewed or possibly replaced with a parcel tax collected from all the residents.
I'd like staff to come back within 60 days to clarify the purpose and uses of the storm drain user fee that can be articulated to the public, because the intent is to
Don't
send
say
it-
why, just continue the motion.
Yes, and to have a city council subcommittee work with staff on that direction and reporting back to council in between.
There is a second.
I'll second that with one minor modification to include users, define the users.
I have a motion on the floor. Can we take a vote, please?
Thank you. Councilwoman Brooks?
Yes.
Councilman Mizatich?
Yes.
Councilman DeHovic?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
And Mayor Dida.
Yes.
Motion passes.
The City Council is expected to decide on the storm drain user fee matter within the next 60 days. Big news at the Lomita Sheriff's Station, as Captain Blaine Bullen will be promoted to commander and will soon be leaving the peninsula. Captain Bullen talked with Liz Brown Swanson about his promotion and also addressed the growing concern about the spike in crime.
You've been promoted, so congratulations, but that means you're leaving us here, in the community and moving on.
Well, thank you very much, Liz. Thank you. Yes, I was informed by Sheriff McDonald that I will be promoting to commander, which means a transfer from Lomita Station to another assignment, which has yet to be determined. I will tell you, and I've said this before, and I will continue to say this, Lomita Sheriff Station has some of the finest deputy sheriffs within all of the county of Los Angeles, and our investigators are top tier. And we have made a lot of arrests since December 1st of 2015. So we're just going back, a couple of months now. We've arrested 3 burglary crews and 1 home invasion robbery crew. And there's no question in my mind that arresting these individuals has put a dent in crime on the peninsula.
Captain Bullen added he will miss working with the residents on the peninsula. His replacement has yet to be named. Pancreatic cancer remains the deadliest cancer. Former RPV mayor and 3-year cancer survivor Larry Clark has joined forces with the Pancreatic Cancer Network. Clark and the group met at the Terranea Resort to kick off their fundraiser called LA Purple Stride. Liz Brown Swanson joins us with more on the event.
Pancreatic cancer survivors and those supporting them came together at Terranea to wage hope and gear up for the 3rd annual LA Purple Stride in May.
Turns out I'm now 3 years out as a survivor, which is, very, very fortunate. At this event this morning, our leadership breakfast to kick off Purple Stride Los Angeles 2016, we'll probably have 10 to 15 survivors here. We have survivors here who are 13 years out, maybe 15 years out. Gives us all hope that you can survive this. The problem is, it is the deadliest cancer, and it's moved up past breast cancer in terms of the number of deaths.
Former RPV Mayor Larry Clark joined other survivors in sharing their stories during the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network Leadership Breakfast. The group, called PanCan, was started by this South Bay woman 17 years ago.
As I stand here this morning, this year being the 20-year anniversary of when my own mother was diagnosed and eventually lost her battle with pancreatic cancer. So it's so exciting for me to be here and to see not only where the organization has come, where the movement has come to, but where the effort here in Los Angeles has come to. Today, because of our efforts, there are hundreds of researchers focusing on the disease. We have moved the needle with the government funding. We have done so much to make sure that the movement is really being propelled, but it's being propelled with the passion from people that are like in the room this morning.
PanCan's goal is to double the survivor rate by 2020 and to raise $200 million for research and a cure.
Here's the problem. Pancreatic cancer has no early detection. There's no blood test. It's often diagnosed late. When it's diagnosed, 8 out of 10 diagnosed, it's too late for surgery because it's metastasized.
I'm a surgeon, so the biggest challenge is trying to tackle tumors that are entwined around the pancreas. So these are tumors that are just notoriously difficult because of where they are, and we're finding new ways to treat those, new ways to rebuild blood vessels, new ways to treat tumors that can't be removed. It's going to take money for research, for trials, for education, for early detection efforts. And that's part of what we're doing with Purple Stride LA.
So we advocate for increased federal dollars going into pancreatic research. We support patients through our Patient Central program, whereby if a patient, their family, if they get a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, they can pick up the phone and call and speak to one of our associates, and they provide them with the most up-to-date information so that they're making informed decisions about their journey.
It's been quite a journey, actually, and started not with myself, but in finding out that my grandmother had died from pancreatic cancer, and I've also lost my father to pancreatic cancer, my uncle, and my mother 2 years ago. I was diagnosed in 2002. What I think has helped me beat it is the early diagnosis.
In terms of Purple Stride, the first weekend of May, it's the 7th of May, I believe, Saturday the 7th of May, and it's at Exposition Park, and we're going to have a Sea of Purple. It's a 5K walk and run, but it's an incredibly moving movement of people who are passionate and want to see pancreatic cancer be cured.
Today's gathering here at Terranea was yet another step forward in crossing the finish line in the fight against pancreatic cancer. If you're interested in becoming involved in this cause to wage hope and find out more about the LA Purple Stride, you can log on to PanCan's website at pancan.org. I'm Liz Brown Swanson reporting for RPV TV.
Peninsula residents interested in participating in the 3rd annual Purple Stride can join Larry's team or form a team of their own. For more information, you can log on to the website at purplestride.com. Coming up next, information about senior care that you need to know. And as we come up on the Academy Awards, a local film festival is taking center stage.
Recently, there has been an increase of burglaries in our community. The Sheriff's Department and the Police Department are working hard to combat the problem, and they would like you to get involved. If you see something, say something. If you see something out of the ordinary in your neighborhood, take pictures and call the police. Be on the lookout for unidentified vehicles or persons in your neighborhood, and write down license plate numbers and vehicle descriptions so you can give accurate information to law enforcement. Get to know your neighbors and form a neighborhood watch. Let neighbors know when you're out of town so they can watch over your house. Remember to lock your doors even when you're home. Secure gates and backyard access at all times. Keep valuables out of sight and arm your home with an alarm. Never let strangers inside of your home. Request identification from people who claim they need to work on your house or say they're from the utilities company. If you see something, say something. Let's prevent crime together. For more information on crime prevention, go to the website lameda.lasd.org.
"18 months ago, a nonprofit group called the Palos Verdes Peninsula Village started a program to help seniors stay in their homes. Since the group has hired a new executive director, they are taking new members. Liz Brown Swanson joins us with the latest news about the village.
Senior citizens gathered at a meet and greet at the Malaga Cove Library. They were meeting Colleen Cotter, the new executive director of the Palos Verdes Peninsula Village.
When I heard about the concept, I thought, wow, what a great opportunity to be on a ground floor level of starting this nonprofit. And it had such an incredible support system already. And for 2 years, the team, the Peninsula Village team, had been researching and doing all of the things that you need to do before you launch a nonprofit. I'm from Little Sisters of the Poor, and I've worked with seniors, and I just thought this is just an awesome opportunity, and I'm very fortunate.
The Village concept started over a decade ago in Boston, and it really took root and went viral because people recognize we're living longer, we're healthier, and we want to stay in our own homes as long as we can, but we know that at some point we may need some help. So our village, as so many across the country, is really developing a community of people who both give to each other, and when they need help, somebody's there to help them.
There are nearly 200 villages around the country focused on providing resources and volunteers to help older adults remain independent.
Research says about 90% of the people have said, I want to stay in my own home as long as possible. So the village is a community-based membership concept that really is going to change and is changing the way people experience aging. They have now more options. If one can change a light bulb or take out the trash can, that should not necessitate going into a senior community. So I think this is for me one of the game changers in the field of aging.
What kinds of things do you think that will assist you and your wife down the road? What kinds of services?
Well, if we need some assistance with transportation, going to a hospital or going to a doctor, getting pharmacy, those sorts of things, referrals for home repairs, having some assistance with knowing how to get that done.
The Village organization is working with the group Peninsula Seniors in an effort to offer as many services as possible.
We are what we call a community sponsor for the village, and the idea is that Peninsula Seniors, which we provide activities, mental and physical and social opportunities for seniors, but we do not go into their homes. So the village is a complementary activity to Peninsula Seniors.
We're just hoping that everyone that hears and needs this concept will join and become members and volunteers in our village.
The organizers of the Village Movement were very excited about the turnout today here at the Malaga Cove Library, and if you want to get involved, become a member, or just volunteer, you can log on to their website at peninsulavillage.net. I'm Liz Brown-Swanson reporting for RPV TV.
And if you're looking for senior care at an assisted facility, then Belmont Village Senior Living may be the right choice for you. Mark J. Dottie takes us on a tour of the facility.
Belmont Village is a community built for seniors who need some assistance with their activities of daily living.
And where exactly is Belmont Village?
We're located on Crest Ridge Road. We're just around the corner from the Palos Verdes Arts Center.
Let's say I'm a resident and I have an aging parent. At what point should I start the conversation with Belmont Village about them staying here?
Well, we offer a lot of tours here 7 days a week, so families will come in primarily fact-finding to gather up some information about Belmont, what services we provide. I spend time with the families to hone in on what their levels of care are going to be.
Is it always full-time care or is there part-time?
Well, we have here at Belmont 24-hour licensed nurses plus trained staff to assist residents with their bathing, dressing, and grooming if it's needed.
And so it's all levels of care?
It'll be all levels of care, yes.
What's it like when someone first walks into Belmont Village?
Well, what we always like to do is, as part of their visit and tour with us, is to give them a feeling of Belmont Village so that they get a good idea of what services we can provide. We have some staff people that have been here since we've opened our doors, and one of them is Sharon Cyphers, who's at our concierge desk. She does a phenomenal job with just getting the residents comfortable, getting them situated, offering them coffee or some water, and just kind of making them feel right at home. And that's what we're all about, is to make each visit meaningful for them.
What's the minimum age requirements, and what's an average age of your clientele?
I like to explain to families that we accept residents at 62 and above. We do make some exceptions, especially for families that maybe are dealing with a loved one that has memory impairment. So they have what's called severe dementia and they're needing a secured environment. But 62 and above is our requirement, but I would say 80 is about our average age.
And what's the day-to-day living like here at Belmont Village?
We focus a lot here on keeping the residents active. Having an active community allows the residents to pick and choose what they'd like to participate in, whether it's group exercise classes, lunch outings, dinner outings. We do a lot of restaurant outings as well, so we want to encourage the residents to just pick and choose. I think it allows them to have a sense of independence here.
So you incorporate some of the peninsula into living here on the peninsula?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's important for us. So we do frequent places like Terraneo Resort for the Catalina Kitchen, Giorgio's, Long Beach of the Aquarium, things like that are what we try to do.
So there you have it, Belmont Village, one of the assisted living communities here on the peninsula. And for more information on Belmont Village, you can go to belmontvillage.com. For RPV TV, this is Mark J. Dottie.
Coming up next, one of your old photos could be of great interest to the Palos Verdes Library. And it's time to celebrate films at the Warner Grand. We'll be right back.
Recently, there has been an increase of burglaries in our community. The Sheriff's Department and the Police Department are working hard to combat the problem, and they would like you to get involved. If you see something, say something. If you see something out of the ordinary in your neighborhood, take pictures and call the police. Be on the lookout for unidentified vehicles or persons in your neighborhood and write down license plate numbers and vehicle descriptions so you can give accurate information to law enforcement. Get to know your neighbors and form a neighborhood watch. Let neighbors know when you're out of town so they can watch over your house. Remember to lock your doors even when you're home. Secure gates and backyard access at all times. Keep valuables out of sight and arm your home with an alarm. Never let strangers inside of your home. Request identification from people who claim they need to work on your house or say they're from the utilities company. If you see something, say something. Let's prevent crime together. For more information on crime prevention, go to the website lameda.lasd.org.
The Palos Verdes Library is launching a new program called Your Story is the Peninsula Story. Mark J. Dottie brings us more from a recent open house at the library.
So today we're at Your Story is the Peninsula Story and how your pictures help tell it. So what happens at the very first step right here at the front desk?
We're welcoming people here and we're asking them to register if they've got something they want to scan into the archive. We also have the local history exhibit going on inside the room, but we start everything off with a smile and a bang.
What we're trying to do is to combine showing people what the materials are in the local history center, so we raise awareness of the types of materials we have, and also to get them familiar with this whole idea of what scanning photographs and the value of scanning photographs and making them part of the history of the peninsula is. So we're holding this and kind of walking them through the process. It's kind of a soft launch. We're having a couple more of these, one per month in the next 3 months.
Walk me through today's event.
Okay, so from the start, you walk into the event, and if you've got photographs that you want to contribute, you go through a process of explaining what the photograph is, you say why it's important to you, and then you're escorted in here. And we have 2 scanners set up where people, where our scanners will scan it, and we document everything about the photograph. And then we give you the photographs back. So we scan it, we give it right back to you, so you can always hold on to your originals. And then that, if you're a contributor, that's basically the end of it. And then the other part of it is just walking through the exhibit. And what we have on exhibit today are the different types of, or the different projects that the local history center does. The library was given about 20 handheld scanners, little mini scanners that are battery operated, and it's called a Flip Pal, and you can scan, you can check these out from the library, so you can come to the library free of charge, check out a Flip Pal and scan your own photographs and your own photo albums or whatever it is that you want. Not just restricted to photographs, you can actually use it on 3D objects like a quilt or something, and you can piece it together. So it actually has a lot of different functions or things that you can do with it.
Well, we just caught Dana here, who was almost on his way out. But Dana, how did you hear about today's event?
I saw it on the internet and wrote it in my book and decided I had to come.
And did you bring a photo today?
I managed not to, although I do have the original art jury book of rules and regs from 1926 in my office, and I'm going to run over to my office and get it and bring it back.
And you know that in the future there will be more of these events, so you can save the rest of those photos, bring 3 at a time for future events.
Right, I'll be locked and loaded next time.
And remember, today is all about the local history room, and we're here with one of the volunteers, Ruth Dottie, who happens to be my mother. And what days can they come visit you at the history room?
On Wednesdays from 10 to 1.
Check your local listings.
That's it.
Well, for RPV TV, this is Mark and Ruth Dottie. Back to you, Maria.
The 13th annual LA Harbor International Film Festival is just around the corner. The festival takes place March 3rd through March 6th at the historical Warner Grand Theater. Liz Brown Swanson gives us a sneak preview of the event.
Yes, it's showtime. The 13th annual LA Harbor International Film Festival is about to set sail at the Warner Grand Theater, and organizers of the 4-day cultural event gathered at Portugal Restaurant to launch the festivities.
Our logline, as you say in the movies, is to create a cinematic bridge between the people of the region and the people of the world. So everything the film festival is about is not only celebrating the cinematic arts and the movies, it's trying to expose the interesting culture and history that we have here in this region and bring people here.
The festival showcases films and documentaries to entertain and educate all ages, and features a Read the Book, See the Movie program and a red carpet night.
Kicks off with Read the Book, See the Movie, which is our free education outreach program, and we do have the Rolling Hills Prep Renaissance School participating. This year it's the Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and simply stated, it's a program that promotes literacy and a more thoughtful way to view a film. On Saturday we have New Filmmakers LA back for the 4th time. It's 19 short films, and I mean short, 1 to 5 minutes. On that evening we have our traditional Hollywood Nostalgia tribute, starting with our rouge carpet reception, because this year's film is Cole Porter's Can-Can. The next day, the closing day, is called Doc Sunday.
I'm a documentary filmmaker. I'm an independent filmmaker, and I've been that for years. And this documentary, Bridging the Divide, Tom Bradley and the Politics of Race, is really an opportunity to understand and to learn about Los Angeles in a different way, and to really tell the story of Tom Bradley, who is the first African-American mayor of any major American city with an overwhelmingly white majority. And so his story had not been told, and so I'm very excited to tell the story and to be here as part of the Harbor Film Festival.
You're a graduate of the USC Film School, Frank Brown. This is special to you. What do you enjoy about the film festival when it comes?
I think it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time of the year.
You're looking forward to the weekend of film after film.
Well, Liz, we really came to celebrate with Stephanie the 13th festival. It's very exciting. We haven't come to all 13, but we are going to try in advance. But it's exciting to come.
I always enjoy the red carpet special event. Many years, one of the stars from the movies from the 50s and 60s actually attend and participate, and so that's a real thrill.
can see a lot of great entertainment awaits the community the weekend of March 3rd. You're going to want to come to the festival, and for all the information, you can check out the website at laharborfilmfest.com. I'm Liz Brown Swanson reporting for RPV TV.
And that will do it for Peninsula Beat. From everyone here at RPV TV, make it a great day.